Make sure you're filming it.
I don't want to be the first to say it, but what a great pair of testicles are they? Let's give it up.
Yeah. They are.
Like a couple of melons in a carrier bag, weren't they?
Yeah.
When I was little, we used to have a grandfather clock in the hall, and it brought me back to those days.
That was fantastic.
He came down the step.
How do I own
And he
a
was
tenner?
going, you owe me 50 quid. That's
Yes,
the worst debt collecting I've ever seen in my life. That's not with medicine, is it?
Sorry, the people that were sitting next to him, did you not think something odd was afoot?
So, from Churt to Canning, the first tins, and I don't have a tin of canned food. This is really against my principle of lifting things up as I talk about them. The first tins of penis. Aha, you see. Yeah, certainly not going to do that. The first tins of canned food were produced in France in 1810.
Did you say penis?
No.
What just happened?
I wanted to see if you were paying attention.
Stephen lifts things up as he talks about
That's all. That's what it was about. Stay with the programme.
Kissing a man with a beard.
That's...
You made that sound like an order, then. That was...
Very well. Oh, come on. Well, in an odd way, all men have got beards, in as much as unless they've only just shaved very smoothly, kissing a man is a very odd, scratchy experience anyway.
Desperate Dan, he was...
Yeah, that's why they've got to be under 15. Oh, I didn't say that. Stop it at once. Stop it at once. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No, but shush. No, really, shush. Honolulu is the largest... it's the capital of the Hawaiian Islands, and they were discovered by Captain Cook in 1778. Technically, the city is approximately 1,390 miles long. What? Hawaii's state constitution states that any island or islet not named or belonging to a county belongs to Honolulu. So it's that big. It excludes all the other 7 mountains. Who cares? But, no, it excludes all the other sorry, I seem to have lost the will to live with Honolulu.
Someone in California actually did once say to me that there was... Because they have these sort of things out in the Salinas Valley, these sort of big wine tasting things. And he said all these sort of people go there and they love to be all pompous as they queue up at the end. You sort of have a little tour around the vineyard and then you have a little go on the wine. And he said, and everybody has this little sup, and they've all got this little comment they have to make, which is it's something but something. It's cheeky but arrogant. It's vivacious yet humble. He says, and I like standing behind him and going, shit but free.
Is there any profession that has the word chip in it?
Chippies.
Chippies. What are chippies?
Carpenters. Carpenters are chippies, yes.
Do you know where they originally were called chippies?
Because they lived in a chip house.
No, where? Where, not why. Well, they did live in a chip house, but they were originally...
In the army? Was in the army?
Not the army, but...
The Navy.
The Navy, exactly. In the naval dockyards. They were allowed to take any chips, in other words, offcuts of wood home. A system they abused thoroughly, taking huge, great chunks out of ships. And they would have these fantastic houses made entirely out of naval timber. And they were called chippies. And they had the cheapest houses. Anyway, cheapest chips, in fact, you might say.
That's a wonder.
They're thought to be the closest thing to the common ancestor of humans and apes, chimpanzees, all kinds. And unlike potatoes, they live in trees. But where did these people live, Alan, behind us?
Them?
Yeah.
Essex.
Very good.
They're clearly cavemen.
Oh dear, did you say cave? Oh dear, no.
Yeah, I see that coming.
No, they're not. No, Stone
Mud
Age men.
huts, simple dwellings.
Yes, sort of out in the open,
Bivouacs.
really. Bivouacs. Travel lodges. Comforting. No, cavemen is just not a word that means anything, really, to a historian or a scientist. It's a school child's sort of phrase, cavemen.
Men clearly did have lived in caves.
Yes, but more people live in caves now than used to.
With more people, aren't there?
Yeah. There are 40 million people living in caves in China alone. Before there was radar, they decided, British defences, that they would erect these enormous concrete dishes. They'd put them up on the south coast, and they would sort of point them at France. There they are. And at the focal point...
the engine noise before...
27 miles away, you could hear an aeroplane coming, which is as far away as over the channel. And they'd hang a microphone in the focal point right in the middle. But the trouble is, it was rather wind-specific, so on windy days they couldn't tell, and was made redundant by radar.
But you could hear quite a lot of gossip from France.
Will you have another Gauloise Pierre? And so on. From metal inside the body to a body inside metal. What's wrong with this? I don't quite know.
What was that noise?
I'm not quite sure how I came out with that either.
Pleased with it.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this picture and see what's wrong with it.
I love you to answer a policeman like that. Yes, I was at home.
They're eating someone, they're cooking, they put him in a pot, they're going to eat him.
Yes, that's right. It is supposed to be a depiction of cannibalism.
Cannibals.
Most historians and anthropologists now accept that cannibalism was practiced by many tribal cultures, mostly for ritual purposes, sometimes for food, but producing a watertight metal pot large enough to hold a person requires industrial technology that such tribes simply didn't possess. In reality, you're much more likely to be butchered and roasted in small joints or else smoked and salted for snacking on later.
Why the Cockney's afición for dogfish brings us to the catfish taste bud question.
Well, it's a catfish, dogfish kind of link. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, we went from... everything begins with the letter C, so it's a catfish, all right?
Unlike a dogfish.
Yeah. But we just tried to link it. I mean,
you know,
cut us some slack. Oh, God.
What's that
The phrase
rhyme?
pig-eyed sack of shit leaps to mind.
Back to... You are a great fan of the royal family.
Not all of them, no. Some of them are nice.
Which ones don't you like?
There would be rude to say that.
Can't
But...
stand Edward.
He
He thinks he's a tosser. Deny it! Look me in the eye and deny it.
This is not going out, this is not going out, this is not going out.
You should have heard him before the show.
Cunty poo-poo.
Going on about Prince Albert of Monaco.
Avon are the cosmetic of choice for the transvestite.
Are they?
Yeah, because it's difficult for the tranny to go to the cosmetics counter in the department store, make a bit of a to-do.
Well,
I'd like some foundation.
So but they do like Avon coming round and slapping them up.
as it were.
And then they video it on the phone. Yeah.
On the odd occasion, though, I've had to wear Williams clothes. There's a shop in Camden called Transformations for comedy sketch purposes, in my case. Though strangely liberating, I don't know. But it's the shoes, you see. I take size 13, and there are not many women's shoe shops that would sell you a 13.
I can see you wandering in there now. Oh, hello, Stephen, doing another show. Go out to the room.
What size are you taking this time?
Very difficult to walk. Have you ever walked in? Do you wear them? Have you ever worn them in sketch purposes, obviously?
For sketch purposes, I've worn them off and around the house. I find that a lot of the time I'm in a sketch in my head. The sketch of my life dressed as a woman.
Exactly. One has to rehearse all the way through. What was invented, team panel, friends, on top of Primrose Hill in London on the September the 22nd, 1717 at midnight?
Toboggan.
Toboggan? Yeah. They do a lot of tobogganing from Primrose Hill, but September
it's
will be
really high and you can go quite quick.
September the 22nd will be early.
It's an improved method of one man to carry another man downhill, officer. And you can't prove otherwise.
It is a place for the clash of tiny belt buckles at night time, I know. There's no question about that.
A sleigh. Something to do with Santa Claus.
No.
Why at midnight, though? I might be cold.
That's when he's
the answer begins with C.
Begins with C.
Yeah.
Conquers.
But no, it's an amazing thing. There was a ceremony, which also begins with C, oddly enough.
Yeah.
You will be astonished.
Castration.
Is it some sort of druidical ceremony that was invented then?
Yes.
Oh, right.
What are druids said to have been?
Celts.
The Celts, yes. Essentially, the word Celt and Celtic practices in English, such as we understand it, were invented that day by an extraordinarily fraudulent man, if I may call him that, who was known as Iolo Morganwith, but his real name was Edward Williams.
Yes.
He was an opium addict and a convicted forger. And he decided that he would have little rows of stones and people dressed in white. And the whole thing is nonsense. There is no evidence whatsoever. Apart from anything else, Stonehenge, which they seem to base it on, was thousands of years before Celts.
So all those people turning up on Midsummer Day to celebrate in...
It's hogwash. Absolute arsepain.
What is the gayest animal?
The gayest animal, well, chinchilla.
Brian Dowling.
Flamingo.
Chinchilla.
Flamingo's quite
Pretty
gay.
gay.
What's the most limp-wristed of all the creatures?
Why are we doing that? Thanks for my assistance.
The sloth is the gayest of all animals.
Well, no, the limp...
Those little...
Oh, the New Zealand shit sticker. No, sorry. Sorry. No, I'm so sorry. The chutney ferret. It's the chutney ferret.
The uphill gardening.
Yeah. I've just given up any loyalty to my own tie. Breed. Disgraceful. I'm so
Balinese pork sword.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. The pigskin bus. I saw a graffito in Adelaide or somewhere which looked like a rugby score. It said Australia 6, New Zealand 7, and someone explained it should be pronounced Australia sucks, New Zealand 7. It's quite good, isn't it?
A graffito. Don't you say a piece of graffiti, Rob?
All right, if you keep wanting me to say 4 words when one will do, I'll do it for you, Clive. Waste
You
of
say,
time
do
to
you
me.
say I've eaten
Shut
a
up. No, if you were...
Do you say...
Yes, I do, dear.
Do you say you've eaten a piece of spaghetti, or do you say I've eaten a spaghetto?
Guess. Just as a matter of interest, how many people who call themselves red-headed or vaguely gingery are in the audience? Just as a matter of one few. There's a few. Are any of you aware of this fact that you need 20% more anaesthetic to put you under in an operation? Keep your hand up if you knew that. As a redhead. It's interesting, but it has recently been proven, and anaesthetists have said it quite a lot. They said, whenever I get a redhead, I need to give them slightly more to get them under, to knock them out. But they've recently done a test and shown that they need 20% more anaesthetic to get them to go stone cold under so they can be operated on, in a general anaesthetic. Nobody quite knows why. It is absolutely true. So that's how you could tell a real redhead. You wouldn't have to see if they had Clairol bottles in their bathroom or anything else.
It's got gas them.
Just gas.
Apparently, in my ear, I've just been told a rather late answer by the little Nibelung that work away at these things. My friends in QI land have said that the reason they use Roman numerals for films is to disguise the age of a film in the days before television and endless repeat, so that you could show a film again sort of 4 years later in 1936, having made it in 1932, and on the assumption that the audience wouldn't really know what year it was. But by copyright reasons, you had to place the year there. But they felt if they used Roman numerals, the average American, let's say, audience wouldn't... And actually, if you think about it, in the early 30s, you were having the maximum number of Roman numerals. It is quite hard to decipher when it's, MDC, MLXX, 3,
So they don't really want you to know what year the film was made.
Essentially, that's the reason. So it would seem...
How stupid would you have to be to watch All the President's Men and think, did this just come out?
I just don't know how stupid you'd have to be. It is... No. Sorry, that's complete nonsense.
Why would anyone care? I'm not watching that. It's 2 years old.
Well, I suppose...
Because you've already watched it anyway, because it's at the fucking end of the film. I feel cheated. I just watched... This film is 10 years old. Damn!
I think we should start treating this game like a horse race. I think there should be handicaps. People should get... I mean, you should be handicapped.
I've got Why? Because you are.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, bugger all.
But can't you just for a second admire somebody who's curious about the natural world and has retained knowledge about it?
And likes a shag.
For a bit. Or are you going to join in the
Latin
senseless, pointless, vapid, disgusting, smelly ordeal of dumbing down and crowing over ignorance that is destroying this country?
Well
are you going to do that, Sean Locke? No, you're not. Because we should be proud of knowing things. It's exciting to know things. There's nothing dull about it. Just one little corner in the world where it's exciting, don't you think?
No.
I want you to tell me something interesting about snowflakes.
Oh, the Eskimos have got hundreds of words from...
That's true.
That's got to be a
quite
forfeit,
interesting.
hasn't it?
Okay. No, but they have got lots of names, not hundreds, but...
Because there are lots of different types of snow.
Every time a snowflake melts, a tiny pixie dies.
Oh, that's horrible. But is a new one born with a new snowstorm?
Yes, another one is then formed.
Oh,
and
good.
The cycle of pixie life continues.
At the risk of losing points, can I say that they're all different and they all have 6 points?
Well, it's certainly not true that no two are identical. They're not all different necessarily. At least there's absolutely no reason to suppose that. After all, about a litre of snow contains a million snowflakes. Of which island is Honolulu the capital? Come on, be brave.
Oahu.
Yes, is the right answer. Oahu. Oh. Very good. Well done. It is. It's not the capital of Hawaii Island. It's the capital of Hawaii State, but not the capital of Hawaii Island. So the answer to which island it's capital of is indeed Oahu. Have you been there?
Nope. No. Actually, I have been there.
Have you?
To Honolulu, but only to touch down and then take off again on the way to Australia.
You need to get a new travel agent.
Let's go back west now. Who moved London 1,000 yards to the right?
Was it Edward I?
It was not Edward I.
Well, it was,
but it was a good
guess.
guess.
A complete guess.
It was a king. I'll give you that.
I was going to say Jeff
Canute.
Capes.
Jeff Capes. You could have done it, if anyone could. Not Canute, neither. We want to go back sort of 800-ish.
Edward the Confessor.
Earlier, even than Edward the Confessor, 200 years before Edward the Confessor.
Alfred the Great.
Alfred the absolutely great, yeah. Well done. Is the right answer. Yes, oh, hang on, get my cards in it. Oh, crap, man. Sorry.
Is that the one you were thinking of, Stephen?
Could you put your potato away, apparently?
Sorry? Put my potato away?
Cards there.
Yeah, I know, it's crap.
Potato away.
They want you to put your potato away. Oh, my potato. Yes, I read your lips.
And you love astrology. Can I say the word
Rubbish.
astrology?
It's just absolute fucking...
Stephen, what do you think? Stephen, what do you think?
Sorry.
Stephen, what do you think?
Sorry. Yes?
Stephen, tell us all how much you love astrology.
Oh, you're just trying to distract Sir from his purpose.
Is it not true?
Look, anyway...
But surely the star pattern...
Stop it! Will you just stop it right now?
There was one on the paper the other day which said, you'll meet a very grumpy man. Alan, you're a Gemini, aren't you? I'm a Capricorn.
Will you? No, you're just not going to leave.
I read one, it said... I went the other day, I had to go from my house up down to Croydon and back. I got back, I looked at the... my stars, and it said you will go on a journey. Now, you explain that.
Anyway, he recommends quantity of the finest woodlice. They swarm under the bark of a very rotten tree, easy to find. Drop them into boiling water. It will kill them instantly, but not turn them red. At the same time, put into a saucepan a quarter of a pound of fresh butter, a teaspoonful of flour, a small glass of water, a little milk, some pepper and salt. Place it on the stove. As soon as the sauce is thick, take it off, put in the woodlice. This is an excellent sauce for fish. So that's how you would serve it, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort, isn't it?
What a tosser to do that.
Why?
You don't eat them, do you?
I might do now. I eat shrimp. What's the difference?
You wouldn't do that.
Why not?
You wouldn't eat a woodlouse if I served it in front of you.
Why not?
It's repulsive.
What, more repulsive than a shrimp?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it tastes worse.
He just said it tasted better. Someone has eaten it. I'd rather trust someone who'd eaten it than someone who hadn't.
I don't trust that man at all. He's trying to trick people like you into eating insects. Based on, I've eaten that, it was nice.
I've eaten other
I once
insects.
ate my own faeces, it was delicious. It tasted like a shrimp. Would you like some sauce on your fish made out of my shit?
Well, considering that eating faeces killed 70 million people in England alone
didn't
over
really
the
eat my
past
own
200 years.
faeces, it was a joke.
But I know that it does kill people. 70 it's considered in Europe over however.
Tell you
long
what,
a
just for
period.
you, I'd do it in a Dettol kind of disinfectant sauce to eliminate quite a lot of the poisonous bacteria.
Yeah, but I don't think it tastes nice. I'm almost sure it doesn't. It smells disgusting. But you see, insects are eaten by people all over the world. You can tell the Africans they're wrong to eat
We used to have
them.
an Alsatian that used to eat our golden retriever's shit. And she lapped that up, so maybe I could dish some of that up for you, because I've seen that eaten. She'd go out every day for that and lap it up. And she also ate meat, so maybe it's similar taste.
Well, he may be right, but it seems unlikely. I don't see the connection myself. Well, you're a vegetarian, you see, so you don't like any of us eating any living thing. But why you should make a distinction in a shrimp and a woodlouse doesn't seem logical.
Just trying to join in. It's an absurd topic. Trying to generate a bit of humour out of it.
It's good.
You're pretending to masquerading as an insect eater
Well,
for the people you wouldn't touch.
I would. Shall we make a
You don't
bet
even
here
have
and
the
now?
Bolivons in the drawing room.
No,
Shall we
you
make
will,
a bet
won't
here
you?
and
I
now?
can see you now.
Do you want to make a bet?
Might,
How much do you want? £1,000? We can give it to charity if you prefer.
OK.
Yeah?
Go on.
What insect
We
would you
haven't
have
got
him
one
eat?
here, but if anyone could produce one.
A woodlouse.
No, I said a woodlouse. Look at an animal with a paralysing sting.
Well, I'm afraid that is the bet.
Happily. William Calcraft, not to be confused with William Carstairs, the last man ever to be tortured with the thumbscrew in Britain, or, of course, with the popular Hollywood entertainer William Crystal. Crystals are what snowflakes are made of. It is shaming, isn't it? Slightly ladies' bits smell.
What?
No, I mean in a nice way.
Fry, the authority on ladies' parts.
I agree, it's not... I didn't go on to A-level, I grant you, but anyway.
Are you telling me you did the induction course?
I
dabbled. I dabbled.
A CSE.
Yes, keep my hand in from time to time. Oh, dear. No. Oh, Lord.
That's where you were going wrong.
Now you tell me. Oh, hell. Hell.
Oh, don't. He's from East Anglia. They love it. Oh, Stephen, don't. You think I'm such a flirt?
I apologise to all East Anglians listening, not for the slur on your sexual nature, but for the West Country accent that he did. How common was cannibalism in England at the time of Elizabeth I?
It's bloody rife. They were all at it.
Yes?
In fact, every day the population halved. By the end of the week, there's only 2 people left.
No, there you're wrong. Yes, it was rife, but no, they weren't eating each other. But they were eating humans, so they weren't cannibals.
OK, were they biting their nails?
No, they weren't eating themselves, they were eating other humans.
Foreigners? Were they biting each other's
Foreigners,
nails?
yes. Almost every apothecary, every chemist shop, as it were, in Elizabethan England, sold this particular product.
Was it just the dust from tombs?
Ah, you're very close. Not the dust from
Ashes.
actual mummies. Mummies. They would eat mummies. Mummy powder was much favoured. So that's it from QI for another week. My thanks to Rich, Bob, Bill and Alan. Bob? Sorry. So sorry, you've never been called Bob. Sorry, starting again. So sorry, everybody. Small smattering, if you've got one left in you, it would be so appreciated. Thank you. Well, that's it from QI for another week. My thanks to Rich, Rob, Bill and Alan. I leave you with this cautionary thought. Captain Cook may have discovered...
Oh, you're not going to do this crap joke again.
Well, Will Rogers was an American. OK. Oh, we're picking up from a later bit, aren't we? No, from the original bit, thanks. OK. Sorry, everybody. Well, that's it from QI for another week. My thanks to Rich, Rob, Bill and Alan. I leave you with this cautionary thought. Captain Cook may have observed the transit of Venus himself. Oh, no, you can't! You bastard! There it is. And each time it's going to get more and more pathetic. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Now, do you want a drink in the bar afterwards?
Huh? Yeah?
Yeah, then shut your face. That's it from another QI for another week. My thanks to Rich, Rob, Bill and Alan. And I leave you with this cautionary thought. Captain Cook may have observed the transit of...
He's right.
You bastards! It's so unfair. Right. You look what you started. Oh, all right.
We could...
Well, that's it from QI for another week. My thanks to Rich, Rob, Bill and Alan. I leave you with this cautionary thought. Captain Cook may have observed the transit of Venus in 1769, but he never lived to see the Venus de Milo, which wasn't discovered till 1820. Will Rogers saw it, though, and observed to his niece, see what'll happen if you don't stop biting your fingernails. Good night. Oh, God.
He lived in Whitstable when I lived in Whitstable, and a local band had a song about him which went, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on his bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable.
What a great song.
And then it just goes up, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable.
You see, this is the first rule of pop music. Write about what you know, what you see out of the window.
Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable.
I have seen you buying vegetables.
Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable.
Starred Vincent Price. Could you pass the mustard? Pray speak quietly, every sound you make is exquisite agony to me.
Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable, I have seen him on a bicycle, I have seen him buying vegetables, Peter Cushing lives in Whitstable. 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 Peter Cushing